So I'm delighted to be standing here with Rick Naylor and of Visualscaping. And Rick, one of the things that I've enjoyed about working with you over time is you always tend to have clients who you come out, you do some great work, and then you continue. You'll go back and they'll add some more, and so it's kind of like a work in progress. And I appreciate that about you and your company. So we are back here. We have filmed at this garden before. It's lovely. It's stunning. Right. But you've come back, and there's some things that you've changed and worked on, so let's just jump right into what those are.
Well, what we've done is the two main things that we did was Barb and Connie had a real issue with getting up and down the slope over here.
Because it was just a really steep
steep slope, okay. Right, and it wasn't very comfortable and it wasn't very safe to walk on. So what we did is we created these switchbacks to where you can easily get a wheelbarrow up there, easy access to the bank, and it's a good way, if you have a really steep bank, to create a much easier access and a much safer access.
Because then you can do gardening there as well as you go up. It's more attainable.
Absolutely, and a lot easier to run a wheelbarrow up.
Right, indeed.
Yeah.
And then I hear that you also did this beautiful kind of a waterfall thing. What was wrong with the first one? What was happening there?
Well, there was very little water sound. I mean, it was just kind of a trickle, and the homeowner was never really happy with it.
Right.
So I said, let's rip the old one out, put a new one in. We'll have a lot bigger waterfalls, create a more natural look, and give you the sound that you need for noise abatement. And just when you're out in the yard, you can have the sound of the running water, which makes you, it relaxes you and it kind of calms your.
It really does. And what I like about it is it's not just one little waterfall flow. There's like three or four in this here alone, right. And the sound actually sounds like you're out at a river, listening to it flow over the rocks.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what a water feature's for. So.
Right, indeed. And so then you've also, though, done some other things. Why don't we take a walk over to another location and talk about what you've done there, all right?
Okay.
Okay, Rick, now we are in a place that used to be slate in this, right?
Correct.
So you removed that, you put in the new one. What else did you do here?
Well, the biggest thing we did was the wall was over here.
The wall that's behind us?
The wall that's behind us, right. Well, this is a new wall we put in. It was a rock wall that was sitting here.
Okay.
And, I said, Barb, it kind of blocks you off from the rest of the yard, which kind of defeats the purpose. So let's move that wall back here.
Right.
So it opens it up to the water feature and the rest of the garden so that you can take in the whole thing. Because it's such a beautiful garden. I mean,
it really is.
It's an amazing, she's done such a fantastic job with it. And, you want to be able to see it. And so anything that's in the way, we got to remove so that you can have. And she's got so many different seating areas that we can see from different viewpoints of the yard that, in all the years I've been doing this is probably the nicest yard that I've ever been involved with.
Well, and it is nice because I can see how I can hear the water feature over here now very clearly.
Absolutely.
So it really opens up not only sight but sound to look at and see the whole garden, which is lovely.
Absolutely, and you get a totally different perspective
right.
on the garden from here than you do over in the other seating area.
And then you also added yet another new seating area, didn't you? And some pathways to it.
Yes, we did.
So then do you think that this is done now? Is this yard completed, or do you think there's still possibilities for the future?
I think it's completed, but with Barb, it's always a work in progress, and she spent so much time working on her yard that who knows. I know that in the next couple of weeks we're going to tackle the front yard,
right,
and do some things there. So, she does such a fantastic job, and really all I am is just a conduit to try to help her with some of the other things.
Right. Wonderful. Well, now if you're interested, whether it's in hardscape, whether it's in amazing plant material, whether it's in water features, all you have to do is go to gardentime.tv. We'll click over to the website and you can have Rick come out, maybe create that beautiful garden in your own space. Rick, always a pleasure, my friend.
Always. Thank you.